All right, so let's just cut the crap and dive right into this Freemason shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you want to know all about their secret handshakes and all the cryptic symbols.
All the rituals older than your grandma.
Older than your grandma's dusty ass, right? We got you covered.
Yeah.
We waded through, I don't know, like a stack of articles and Wikipedia pages, all that stuff.
All the good stuff.
And let me tell you, some of this is absolutely batshit crazy.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to figure out what's fact, what's pure bullshit,
Yeah.
and why people lose their minds over this whole Freemason thing, you know?
Absolutely. It's wild how much misinformation is out there, right? It's like trying to navigate a minefield of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, yeah.
People they blame these guys for everything.
Right.
I mean, from the French Revolution
Oh, yeah.
to the freaking Illuminati.
Yeah, it's like these Jews are just sitting around in some dimly lit basement,
Right.
you know, plotting world domination
Exactly.
with their secret handshake decoder rings.
Exactly. But I mean, under all that craziness, there's actually a really complex and fascinating history.
Yeah, yeah.
We're talking about brotherhood, symbolism,
Yeah.
and some pretty weird-ass rituals.
All right. So let's back up for a sec, right? For those of us who haven't dedicated our lives to, like, decoding Dan Brown novels and shit like that.
Yeah.
What the hell is Freemasonry, really?
All right.
Is it just some exclusive boys club for dudes who like wearing aprons and chanting in secret?
Not exactly, no.
Okay.
It's really like the world's oldest fraternity.
Oh, wow.
And it actually evolved from those old school stonemasons guilds, you know?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing. It's not a religion.
Okay.
But to join this exclusive party, you gotta believe in some kind of supreme being.
Mm.
And what that means is actually up to each individual member.
Oh.
So it's kind of open to interpretation.
So basically it's just like a spiritual bro down.
Yeah, pretty much.
For guys who believe in something.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but how the hell do you even get into this club?
Right.
Do they just like appear at your doorstep with a secret handshake and a blindfold?
You wish it was that easy.
Right.
You actually have to apply.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it gets interesting.
I
I'm talking background checks, interviews, secret ballots. This is serious shit.
Okay.
It's harder to get into than Area 51.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And then there's those black balls that everybody's always talking about.
Right.
One no vote from the members and you're out, buddy.
Damn.
No secret handshake for you.
That's intense, man.
Yeah.
It's like getting rejected from the coolest frat on campus.
Right.
But only with more velvet robes and fewer beer bongs, I guess.
I guess so.
Okay, so let's say you're one of the lucky few who makes it past the velvet rope, right?
Right.
What the hell happens inside these Freemason lodges?
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. Give us the juicy details.
All right, so buckle up.
Okay, rituals. Different levels of membership.
Okay.
They're called degrees.
Okay.
They had allegorical plays.
Oh, wow.
And enough symbolism to make your head spin.
Hold up. Allegorical plays, like Shakespearean shit?
Not exactly Shakespeare.
Okay.
But yeah, they use these plays to teach moral lessons and stuff like that.
Okay.
And to illustrate Masonic principles, you know?
Okay.
Think of them as, I don't know, like dramatic presentations with a purpose.
Okay.
It's all about imparting wisdom, building character.
So it's not just like dudes getting together and getting drunk and doing whatever.
No, it's there's a point to it.
Okay.
They're trying to improve themselves.
I can kind of see how that fits into the whole self-improvement brotherhood thing.
Right.
But let's be real, right?
Yeah.
Freemasons have a reputation for being kind of shady.
Right.
What's the deal with all the secrecy?
I mean, is it just to make them seem more mysterious and powerful?
Yeah.
Or is there something they're actually hiding?
That's the $1 million question, right?
Right.
I mean, the secrecy is definitely a huge part of their mystique.
Yeah.
And it's fueled a lot of those conspiracy theories that are always swirling around them.
Yeah. It's like the more secretive they are, the more people just assume they're up to no good.
Exactly.
But before we get into all that conspiracy craziness, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned different degrees of Freemasonry.
Right.
What's that all about?
Okay.
Is it like a a Masonic hierarchy?
Yeah, it's a structure for sure.
Yeah.
You start as an entered apprentice, which is basically Masonic boot camp. And then you move up to fellowcraft, where you learn more about the symbolism and the rituals and all that.
Right.
And then finally you reach the top level, the VIP section, Master Mason.
Oh, okay.
So you're working your way up.
So it's like climbing the corporate ladder. Only instead of a corner office, you get a fancier apron,
right,
and maybe a secret handshake upgrade.
Maybe.
But here's another thing that's always confused me.
Yeah.
Is it just one big happy family of Freemasons worldwide?
You hit the nail on the head. That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's not one big monolithic group.
Okay.
Different countries have different rules.
Mm.
And there have been some major like rifts and splits over the years.
Okay.
Like, for example, Continental Freemasonry broke away from the OG Freemasons, the original Freemasons, and they ditched that whole supreme being requirement, pissed off a lot of the traditional lodges,
right,
and caused a division that actually still exists today.
So even within this supposedly unified brotherhood, there's drama.
Oh, absolutely.
And infighting.
It's like any group, you know.
Right. You're
going to have disagreements. You're going to have different interpretations, but...
Yeah, it's like every family Thanksgiving dinner I've ever been to.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, I'm starting to see how this whole Freemason thing is way more complicated than it seems on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
You got secret rituals, different levels of membership, internal power struggles.
It's a whole...
It's like a real-life soap opera.
Yeah.
But with fewer affairs and more symbolism.
Way more symbolism.
But there's one big elephant in the room that we haven't addressed yet.
Oh, yeah.
For centuries, this was a total sausage fest.
Right.
What about the ladies?
Yeah.
Were there any badass female Freemasons back in the day? Or were they just stuck at home baking cookies and gossiping about their husband's secret handshakes?
For a long time, yeah, it was definitely a boys' club.
Right.
Women were pretty much excluded from the whole thing. But eventually things started to shift, and women found their own ways to get involved.
Okay, so spill the tea.
Yeah.
How did women finally break into this super secret boys' club?
Right.
Did they have to, like, sneak in wearing fake beards and top hats?
Not quite that dramatic, but it definitely wasn't easy.
Okay.
So back in the 18th century, you know, lodges of adoption started popping up.
Okay.
Basically, these were lodges specifically for women, and they were often connected to the men's lodges, you know.
Okay.
They had their own rituals, their own ceremonies.
Okay.
But they were still operating under, I guess you could say, like the umbrella of the male-dominated Masonic world.
So it's like they got their own clubhouse.
Right.
But he was in the backyard of the main lodge.
Pretty much.
Not exactly equality, right?
No, not at all. It wasn't true equality by any means.
Yeah.
But it was a start, and it showed that that women were definitely interested in the principles and the ideas behind Freemasonry, you know?
Okay, so how did things evolve from those early women's lodges?
Right.
Did they eventually get to join the main lodges with the dudes? Or did they just create their own separate Masonic world?
Things got pretty interesting.
Okay.
Eventually, women-only and mixed-gender lodges started popping up.
Okay.
And they were completely independent of those traditional male-dominated grand lodges.
Okay.
These lodges offered women the chance to really experience Freemasonry on their own terms. Without having to play by the old boys club rules.
So basically they said, screw this, we're starting our own lodge.
Pretty much.
Right.
And it wasn't without pushback, of course. Some of those regular grand lodges still don't recognize women's lodges or mixed gender lodges as legitimate.
Really?
They're still clinging to those old ways.
Typical. Some dudes just can't handle sharing their power, even if it's just over secret handshakes and allegorical plays.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get back to the whole controversy thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the Freemasons have pissed off a lot of people over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Who are their biggest haters?
Yeah.
And why all the animosity?
Well, I mean, where do we even start? The Catholic Church has been one of their most vocal critics for centuries.
Really?
I mean, they see Freemasonry as a threat to their authority and teachings, especially with that whole supreme being thing.
Right.
You know, being open to interpretation.
Yeah, I can see how that would rub the Pope the wrong way.
For sure.
But wasn't there also like a whole political party dedicated to hating on Freemasons?
Oh, yeah.
That's next level obsession, man.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
Back in the 19th century, you had the anti-Masonic party.
Okay.
They had a brief but pretty intense run in the U.S. Oh, yeah. They were convinced that that Freemasons were plotting to undermine democracy and establish some kind of, secret Masonic dictatorship.
Damn, they were really afraid of these guys, huh?
They were obsessed.
Okay.
And they accused Freemasons of being involved in all sorts of nefarious plots and conspiracies.
Damn, those dudes were seriously dedicated to their Freemason hate.
For sure.
But I guess that's what happens when you combine secrecy with a healthy dose of paranoia.
Exactly. It's like a recipe for conspiracy theories.
Right. It really is.
It really is.
And it's not just religious groups and politicians who have a problem with Freemasonry, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole like subculture of conspiracy theorists.
Oh, absolutely.
Who see Freemasons as the puppet masters behind everything.
They're behind everything.
From global financial crises to alien cover-ups.
It's all connected, man.
Okay, that's just insane. I mean, I know these guys are secretive and shit, but come on, controlling the world.
It's a big job.
That's some seriously delusional thinking.
It's easy to dismiss it as crazy talk.
Yeah.
But the fact that these theories persist shows how powerful that allure of the unknown can be, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's easier to blame some shadowy secret society than to just accept that sometimes shit just happens.
Exactly.
But okay, let's talk about one of the darkest chapters in Freemason history.
Yeah.
The Nazi persecution.
Right.
You mentioned that the Nazis saw Freemasonry as some kind of Jewish conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
And murdered thousands of Freemasons.
Absolutely.
How the hell did these guys become targets of the Nazi regime?
It's a chilling example of how prejudice and paranoia can be twisted into something truly horrific.
Right.
You know, the Nazis were obsessed with this idea of a global Jewish conspiracy, and they saw Freemasonry as a key part of that, imagined threat.
Right.
They accused Freemasons of being allied with Jews and communists and other enemies of the state.
So basically, anyone who wasn't a card-carrying Nazi was was lumped into this giant imaginary conspiracy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Nazis didn't just target Jewish Freemasons.
Right.
They went after anyone associated with Freemasonry.
Wow.
Regardless of their religious beliefs.
Okay.
They shut down lodges, confiscated property, arrested and imprisoned thousands of Freemasons.
Wow.
Many of them were sent to concentration camps where they were tortured and killed.
Damn, that's messed up.
It's a terrible part of their history.
It's like they were trying to wipe out any trace of this ancient brotherhood.
Exactly.
And they even co-opted the Forget-Me-Not flower.
Oh, yeah.
Which was originally a Masonic symbol of remembrance, and used it as a symbol for their own twisted ideology.
Talk about adding insult to injury.
It's sickening.
It really is.
And it's a stark reminder of how easily hatred and intolerance can spiral out of control.
Absolutely.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about the origins of Freemasonry, their weird-ass rituals, the internal drama, the haters, the conspiracy theories, and now this horrific persecution by the Nazis. It's a lot to process.
It is.
So after all this, what's the takeaway?
Right.
Are the Freemasons a force for good or evil?
Yeah.
Are they just a bunch of harmless old dudes with weird hobbies?
Right.
Or is there something more sinister going on behind those closed lodge doors?
That's a I mean, that's the question, isn't it? It's a real mind fuck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got secret handshakes and cryptic symbols and dudes running around in aprons talking about, ancient wisdom and brotherhood.
Right.
But then you got accusations of shadowy conspiracies and a history marred by violence and persecution. So what are we supposed to make of all this?
Yeah, it's like we've been doing a lot of head scratching during this deep dive.
Absolutely.
So let's try to put some of these pieces together, right?
It.
So you spent a lot of time studying this stuff.
Yeah, I have.
What's your take on the whole Freemason thing?
Right.
Are they ultimately a force for good or evil in the world?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think there's a simple answer.
Okay.
I mean, Freemasonry is complex.
Right.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
And it's full of contradictions.
Oh.
It can be a source of genuine brotherhood, charity, personal growth.
Okay.
But it can also be exclusive, secretive, and burdened by a history that's not always pretty.
So basically, it's like any other human institution, right? It's a mixed bag of good and bad,
right?
Depending on who's running the show and what their agendas are.
Pretty much.
Okay, so it's not some evil cabal controlling the world from the shadows,
right?
But it's not all sunshine and roses either.
No,
it's somewhere in between.
It's somewhere in between.
Okay,
and I think that's what makes it so fascinating. It's a reflection of humanity itself,
right.
Flawed, complex, capable of great good and great evil.
Damn, that's deep, man.
A lot to think about.
So after all this, what are we left with? What's the takeaway for all of us non-Masons out here in the real world?
I think the most important thing is to be critical thinkers.
Right.
Don't just accept everything you hear at face value, especially when it comes to something as shrouded in secrecy and mythology as Freemasonry.
Right.
Do your research, ask questions, and form your own conclusions.
So basically, don't believe the hype.
Right.
Whether it's the conspiracy theories or the glowing endorsements.
Yes, exactly.
Think for yourself.
Think for yourself.
Okay.
And remember that allure of the unknown can be really powerful.
Right.
But it can also lead us down some pretty dark paths.
Right.
Freemasonry is a reminder that truth is often elusive.
Yeah.
And what we perceive as reality is often shaped by our own biases and beliefs.
Well said.
Thank you.
So there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
The Freemasons.
They're out there.
A brotherhood shrouded in secrecy, steeped in tradition,
right,
and forever entangled in controversy.
Yeah.
Whether you find them fascinating,
right,
terrifying, or just plain confusing.
Absolutely.
One thing's for sure. You'll never look at a square and compass the same way again. That's true.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire you to do some digging of your own.
That's what we're hoping for.
After all, isn't the pursuit of knowledge what Freemasonry is all about?
You got it.
Damn, there you go. Getting all philosophical on us again.
Always.
But hey, maybe that's a good note to end on.
Yeah.
Keep searching.
Keep searching.
Keep questioning.
Always questioning.
And never stop trying to understand the world around you.
Right.
Even the parts that seem strange and mysterious.
Absolutely.
And if you happen to stumble upon a secret society with weird rituals, and even weirder handshakes, let us know, because we're always up for a good deep dive.
Always.
All right, that's it for this week.
All right. See ya.
We'll catch you next time.